Right now, scattered across the surface of the moon, there are over 800 pounds of human-made material just sitting there, completely untouched, frozen in time since the last human walked on the lunar surface more than 50 years ago. No wind, no rain, no decay, just silence. And most people have absolutely no idea what was left behind or why. Welcome back. Today we are tracking down every single piece of hardware that humanity abandoned on the moon during the Apollo program. And trust me, the sheer scale of what is up there will genuinely surprise you. Between 1969 and 1972, NASA landed 6 crewed missions on the moon. 12 astronauts walked on its surface. But here is what most people never think about. Every single time they landed, they left enormous amounts of equipment behind. This was not an accident. This was the plan. Let us start with the most iconic piece of hardware, the lunar module. When astronauts finished their surface work, they needed to get back to the command module orbiting above them. To do that, the lower half of the lunar module, called the descent stage, had to stay behind on the surface. It was simply too heavy to bring back. 6 of these descent stages are still sitting on the moon right now, right where they landed. Tranquility Base from Apollo 11, Framaro from Apollo 14, Hadley Apennine from Apollo 15. Each one is a monument to one of humanity's greatest achievements, just resting silently in the lunar dust. But the lunar modules are just the beginning. The astronauts also left behind the Lunar Roving Vehicle, that iconic electric buggy used during the later Apollo missions. 3 of them are parked up there right now on Apollo 15, 16, and 17 landing sites. Nobody drove them back. Nobody folded them up. They are just parked, exactly where the astronauts left them, facing the ascent stage launch direction, as if waiting for someone to come back. Then there are the scientific instruments. NASA set up entire research stations on the moon called Apollo Lunar Surface Experiment Packages, or ALSEPs. These were networks of sensors measuring moonquakes, solar wind, heat flow from the lunar interior, and more. They transmitted data back to Earth for years after the missions ended. NASA finally shut them off in 1977, not because they failed, but because of budget cuts. Those instrument arrays are still up there too. And then there are the smaller things, the things that speak to the very human side of space exploration. The astronauts left behind their boots. Their backpacks, called portable life support systems, empty food packages, urine collection bags, over 96 bags of human biological waste. Yes, human waste from 12 astronauts is preserved on the moon right now. Scientists actually want to retrieve it someday because microbes inside might still be alive, which would tell us extraordinary things about life's ability to survive in extreme environments. There are also deeply personal objects left behind. A small aluminum plaque on the Apollo 15 landing site honors astronauts who died in the pursuit of space exploration. A tiny figurine called Fallen Astronaut sits beside it, the only piece of artwork on the moon. Apollo 16 astronaut Charlie Duke left a family photograph laminated in plastic on the lunar surface. It is still there. In total, NASA estimates that roughly 800 kilograms of human-made material, spread across 6 landing sites, remains on the lunar surface. Some researchers believe the number could actually be closer to 200,000 kilograms when you include every nut, bolt, and fragment. Now the real question, will any of it ever come back? With Artemis and commercial lunar programs ramping up, there is serious scientific interest in returning to Apollo landing sites. Some of that equipment carries enormous historical value. The descent stages, the rovers, the flags, they are essentially open-air museums of the 20th century's greatest technological achievement. In fact, the US government passed the One Small Step to Protect Human Heritage in Space Act to encourage future missions to treat these sites with care. Here is the remarkable thing. Unlike everything on Earth, these objects are not corroding. There is no oxygen, no moisture, no biological activity eating them away. The only threat is micrometeorite impacts and extreme temperature swings. Minus 170 degrees Celsius at night, up to 120 degrees in the day. The American flags planted at each site have almost certainly been bleached completely white by decades of unfiltered solar radiation. But the metal structures, the scientific instruments, the rovers, they are almost certainly still intact. The moon is essentially a time capsule, and everything we left behind is perfectly preserved, waiting, in total silence, for someone to come back. Whether that happens in our lifetime or not, those artifacts are a permanent record that humanity once dared to leave its home planet and reach for another world. And that, more than anything, is worth remembering.